Hey, what's up, guys? NFX here. Today, I want to talk about turning the A minor pentatonic jam track that I made the other day and turn it into something more contemporary, like kind of like what you're hearing now. We're going to take the same basic starting point of the jam track. I'm going to show you what changes I made to get it to sound more like a trap beat, which hopefully what you're hearing in the background and recognizing. Now, I can't say I'm the trap guy, okay? I had to go to BusyWorks Beats, look up a little refresher course on the drums, and got what I needed, and here I am. So if this is bad, it's not BusyWorks' fault, it's my fault. All I did was go to get a little tip on the drums. All I needed was a little help remembering how to do some of those drums. So that's what I did. Thank you, BusyWorks. Let me stop this and let's get right into it. Okay, opening up, what I want you guys to recall is basically what you see highlighted in red is what our initial starting chords were in the other track. It was just these two chords. And I said in that particular one, in that particular video, I said that these two could be used as a starting point for anything. And so that's why we're here. But let's take a quick listen to our starting point, and then we'll see how we got to where we got to. I'm going to turn on the metronome just to keep timing when we're previewing the pattern. So that was it. Over here, though, what I did is I took the chord that used to be up there and moved it down an octave. And that just gives the progression a little more motion. So it's still only two chords. It's A and E, then another A, and then another E. Just the second E's in a higher octave. That's it. But that gives a little more sense of motion. And I like the darker sound of that lower chord. And that's kind of a lifter right there because it's a little higher. So I like the motion there is what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we go. That was our starting point. Okay, so from there, what do? Well, one of the things I envisioned when I used my imagination to think about it was some kind of lower tone, like a pad type of sound. But so many directions you can go there. So what I ended up just picking, and we're doing A and E, and then the same A and E up an octave. And all we're doing there is we're playing some low cello. And it might be a little low in the mix, I'm not sure, but it's not there to stand out. It's there to provide that low, that hum, that darkness, that pad underneath kind of everything. So that sounds like this. On its own, doesn't sound like anything, really. Sounds like shit, but we'll get there, okay? Remember, it's going to back up some of the other parts, right? It's not going to be a focus. It's not going to play on its own. So together, let's just say we played the piano and the well, it's labeled guitar here, but it's really the cello. So they're working together to provide an atmosphere, if you will. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, and I'm going in the order that they're coming in on my little arrangement here, would be the bass. The bass, I'm using Flex, and it's got a pack, which I'm not sure if it's free or not free, but if you have it, you should use it. It's called Mobile Tuned 808 Bass, And there's a bunch of basses in here, at least 20 of them. And you could pick any one that you like, and you could tweak it even further. So if you get one that's close to what you're thinking about, you can come over here and use the compress and saturate brush and yada yada over here, and filters and whatnot, and make it more custom to what you're thinking about. But there's a lot of good ones, and they're all tuned. So you just play them like any other bass instrument, essentially. So in here, what I've done is I've taken the A and the E again, right? We're just repeating this simple pattern over and over, but it's just the A and the E, and then in between where you see the green notes, those are just kind of providing a little interest and movement before changing to the whatever the other note is. So from A, then it does this crazy stuff, E, and it does this stuff, and it comes back to the A. It sounds a little something like this. Again, we just picked an 808 sound because it's part of the genre. You know, when you're thinking about a genre, a lot of times you have to think about what sounds are used, what instruments, what noises, and of course rhythms and things like that too. So that's all we're trying to do there. Is probably that's our first more trappy thing, right? Is this bass line. So on that note, what else is trappy? Drums, of course. So we're going to go check out these drums. Real quick, let's check out the drums. Okay, so the drums here, I'm using a standard 808 kit in an FPC. It's one of the presets. I don't think I did really anything to it, to be honest. Maybe I changed the levels a little bit, the volume here or there. But really, when you're talking about trap beats, what's really the thing that's most notable to me is these hats. And the hats have those quick little things in there. Not sure what they're called, rolls. But you know what I'm talking about. They have those. I've got a snare pattern, and then a kick pattern, and then just a little pedal hat keeping some time up there. I should also mention, if I haven't mentioned already, the tempo was changed, and that's why these snares are not on the 2 and the 4 anymore. They're, well, relatively speaking, they're in the same place, but because we made it a fast tempo, and then we're working in kind of a half time double. I'm not sure if am I working in half time or double time? I don't know. Here's what I'm saying. My tempo's doubled. So as I'm working, everything's stretched out, right? So that's what we're dealing with here. And this is going to just be a simple repeating drum pattern. That's it, pretty much. Oh, the piano. Okay. Piano's a little special in this version, okay? In the previous version of the jam track or whatever, I told you guys the pentatonic scale had 5 notes in it, and it does. But in this song, I'm using a note outside of that scale. I'm using a B. And to me, it sounds good. It should sound good. It's part of the A minor scale also. But I just want to point out that one note is the only note out of place, if you will, from the previous video, from the pentatonic scale. But any rule is made to be broken somewhat in music. And this isn't even really me breaking a rule, but I just wanted to point it out before someone said, hey, you're using a note that's not in that scale. I know. It sounded good enough for me to keep it, so I kept it. And I think all the other notes, all the other notes in this second half over here are in the regular pentatonic, but this B rather, isn't. Okay. But we're going to use it anyway because it sounds good. It does happen to be in the E minor scale, chord rather, so it does fit. It does not sound necessarily out of place. But again, I just want to point it out before someone says, hey, you're not using that. I know. You do what sounds right. not what's going to get you to pass a test somewhere, potentially, whatever. In other words, use your ears more than anything. But that little phrase just sounds like this. That's it. And then the fill. And it would repeat. Okay. There is reverb on these things to just give them a little bit of extra life. But there you go. And then all together, we have something trappy. And by the way, you can still jam over this if you wanted to. I don't know if the electric guitar is going to sound good, but let's try it.